Hello everyone, my name is Brett Stevens and this is my video on photography. So over the next 15 minutes we will spend time going over why I think photography is awesome and can be either a good hobby or profession. And we'll also discuss some of the differences between the two. For instance, the things that people choose to focus on with their photography passion. We're going to go over the camera, how to handle the camera, and some tips and techniques in order to get the most out of your photos. We're also going to be going over what constitutes a good photo and some of the different types of photography, as well as some important social aspects that we can see today and why photography is more important than ever. So welcome, and here we go. So the first camera that I got almost 10 years ago was the Sony A77. It's a medium format camera with a APS-C size sensor, so it's a little bit smaller than full frame. I ended up paying about $1,300 for this camera as I was traveling around where I was living at the time, which was Italy, for a period of 2 years. I had first brought out there kind of a cheaper camera, and I quickly realized, oh my gosh, this place is absolutely beautiful, and I want to try to capture as many memories as possible to preserve them for later. And again, as I stated, this is also a creative outlet for me as well. So I got my camera, and it quickly became a part of the adventure and a tool to get me out on adventures. I would look at somewhere on a map and say, oh, I haven't been here before, let's make sure and take the camera. And the camera is absolutely amazing for, recording your memories. Spend the time to get to know your camera, get to know the ins and outs of the menus, and just a little bit of photography basics. And whether you're, again, taking photos just for yourself or for social media or doing it professionally, it can be a very rewarding and gratifying hobby. And maybe just by looking at the camera, you could think that it is confusing, and it kind of is. It takes a little bit of practice, to get good photos. So, if you're ever to go out and buy a new camera right before you go on vacation, that may not be the best idea, because you probably want to take it out and get a few pictures taken before you actually use it heavily. So all the buttons in the back, a lot of them are shortcuts, to get to different settings, so on and so forth. But and every manufacturer's operating system is different. However, when you get used to what you have, you can quickly get to the best setting for any particular scenario. And as I stated before already, photography is a way for me to record my memories, essentially. And it's something that is healthy that I can put my time into. There's a very, very good community, and one of the things that I personally like to do is to edit my photos. All the photos that you've seen so far and will see, except for the photos in Ukraine, are photos that I've taken over the years, so hope you enjoy. But it's fun just to edit those photos that you've taken out of the camera and turn them into oftentimes something fun, mess around with the colors or change angles or something like that. So that's another fun aspect to photography for me. And of course, once you're done taking those photos and editing those photos, to actually show them to people. I really like to show photos to my family. And one thing that I do like to do is, after every little vacation that we take where I'm able to take my camera, at the end of the vacation I'll put the photos up on my TV and usually kick back with a bottle of wine and my shoes off and enjoy the photos that I've taken and see the good ones and the bad ones, and you know, try to work on those for next time whenever I go out, and always try to improve. Photography is telling a story, and it's an amazing form of art. At this point, we'll go ahead and move forward and discuss some of the basic features of the camera itself. Whenever I take my camera out, one of the most important things that I want to make sure that I have on me is a strap, and I use this to wrap around my shoulders, and my camera essentially dings from it, but it keeps it safe. I don't have to just lug it around in my hands all day when I'm walking, or carry it in a case. I can just quickly have it attached to my body with this sling, and it makes it really easy to take a picture when I need to. And here's a top-down view of what a traditional DSLR camera body looks like. As you can see, there are quite a few buttons and knobs and dials. But once you understand how all of these work together, the operation of the camera becomes like second nature, and you will quickly be able to turn your camera on, adjust your settings on the fly within a second, and get that picture that you needed. Some cameras have a screen on the back that is able to pivot and tilt, making it so that you can get to some interesting angles for your shots. You maybe don't have to get down on your knees for that interesting angle. You can instead manipulate the screen on your camera to get you into a better shooting position. So, of course, here is your power button. Once your camera has been turned on, you will see it power on in this display window. And there's a few things that you can do from here. This dial here represents different modes that you can put the camera to quite easily. For instance, at the moment it is in manual mode, and you can see here we have our burst mode, and then we have some of our auto modes as well. So manual, which is what it's in now, different auto modes, and some different scene modes to include your burst mode right here. And after you have turned the power on and put the camera into whatever mode that you want to shoot in, all you need to do is put your eye into the eyepiece. These eyepieces are very high-tech, and they usually have multiple millions of pixels in them, so the image that you're seeing comes to your eye very clear. And in real time as well, whenever you're making changes to the exposure triangle, so whether you're adjusting the aperture or the shutter speed or the ISO, and again, all of these are settings that allow particular amounts of light into the sensor to create your image. All of these show up in real time through the eyepiece as you're using the camera. And then to snap a photo, come back over here, and you're going to put your finger right on that button, and that takes your photo. And once you're done taking your photo, I find it's oftentimes fun to come back to the main screen and go through the settings, hit the play, until you find the photo that you just took and review it, see if it's everything that you wanted to be, making sure that your focus was spot on. If so, then you're good to go. If not, get back and take that picture again. Yes, and I did forget to mention that one of the safety accessories that I never leave the house with my camera is the lens cover, which is this piece right here. And obviously it just fits over the lens and protects it from nicks and scratches, and then you can put it back on very easily. Yes, never leave the house without that. So at this time, we'll go ahead and discuss my top 7 reasons for why I think photography can be a great option for you. The number one reason why photography is great is because it encourages creativity, because it's a form of art. Some people are great painters and some people are great photographers. I'm not a good painter, but I think I'm much more of a decent photographer. It's taken me personally quite a while to figure out what I like to do for art, and photography fits that bill for me. I am a very creative person, and this is a good outlet for somebody such as myself. And art is something that you can post everywhere. You can take your photography and post it to social media outlets like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. A lot of people do that in order to get known. And of course you can also do other things such as enter competitions, enter your work into one of the photography magazine publications that are out there as well, among many other things. And over time, you'll notice that you have so many photos, you won't even know what to do with them. Half the battle is just trying to categorize everything and keep all of your photos under control in their respective folders. And reason number 2 for why photography is awesome. Photography is very easy to get into. Today, everyone has a smartphone with a camera, and usually these devices take pretty good photos. The difference in becoming good at photography is a little bit difficult. Sure, taking pictures is easy, but being a good photographer is not. Cooking is easy, but becoming a Michelin star chef or anything close to it is not. It's not necessarily about the camera that you have, it's about how you use it. So utilizing, the rule of thirds for composing a photo, or utilizing lines to get the eyes moving towards the center of a photo. All those types of tips and tricks can help out, and it couldn't be any easier. Going out to the store and buying even a cheap camera is just about $200, and of course it goes all the way up to about $5,000-$7,000 per camera. Those are some crazy cameras, but anyways, photography is easy to get into. If you're interested, there's no excuse to not get out there and start shooting. And now we come to reason number 3 why photography is awesome. Photography is awesome because it's used to capture history. And even with the rise and advent of video, photography is not going anywhere. In the military, each branch utilizes its own photographers, and of course, all of the different websites and news outlets utilize photographers. Photographers have been at every important event since photography has been around, and you need not look further than what's happening over in Ukraine during the Russian invasion. A lot of video and photo would not be getting out without the everybody has cell phones nowadays, so photography is very important for getting the story out there and told. And here we are with reason number 4 on why photography is awesome. Photography is awesome because it is a great skill and hobby to hone and get better at. There are lots of resources out there to take advantage of. From YouTube, folks will come on there and teach you all different types of skills, from wedding photography to food photography. There are lots of other websites out there like Tumblr and some other ones where you can post your artwork and people can critique you. You can sell your artwork on websites like deviantart.com. And again, overall, the community is fantastic and there is always room for improvement. One of the best things to do is find a photographer that you're interested in and get out there, start shooting, and try to emulate what your favorites are doing. And here we are on reason number 5 of why photography is awesome. Photography is awesome because there are so many different types of photography. Not only the types of cameras you can use, from your smartphone to your DSLR to your action cameras, there are also many different types of photography. Are you interested in wedding photography, travel, or food photography? Do you like social media photography, or maybe photography for an architecture design company or for a police department? The niches are endless, and whatever you would like to shoot, you can absolutely do so. And reason number 6 on why photography is awesome. Photography is awesome because having a camera forces you to get outside and interact with the world. I used to love to travel to new places just so that I could take my camera. Looking at a map or finding things to do around town on the weekend is always a great excuse to get out with friends and take your camera. Most of the time, because you're good with your camera, your friends are always going to want your pictures after the fact, and they're great for social media. So if you're looking for something to do social or something to do just so you can get out of the house, look at photography. It'll take you places. And here we are at number 7 in my top 7 reasons why photography is awesome. Photography is awesome because there is such a great expanse of resources at your fingertips in order to learn photography. On YouTube, there's lots of free courses from a variety of instructors, and then of course if you want to turn to the paid resource route, you can go to places like Udemy, where you can take many different photography courses and learn either the basics or brush up and pick up some more advanced skills. And a lot of these photos that I've shown are very specific, and getting to take these photos, I was very blessed and very lucky. But you can find beauty in your backyard and just going for a walk down the street. And if you actually start to take out your phone or whatever camera you have with you and just start to take pictures of things, you'll start to slow down in life and you'll see things that you have never seen before, and from different angles when you start to take pictures of it. So it offers a new and different perspective on life. And to take awesome photos, like these, or, like so many other people you may follow on social media who take amazing photos, use what you have. Today's cameras on cell phones take phenomenal pictures, and with just a little bit of work and an editing program, whether that program be on your phone or on your computer, you can start to produce some amazing results. Just start taking lots of photos, and throughout the week or something, take your best photos and start to edit them in whatever program that you choose. And you'll see over time, and as your eye gets better and more equipped to find and pick out a good photo, you're going to see your skills improve greatly over time. And utilize those resources. There's lots of great things on YouTube and on paid courses like Udemy. So use what you got. I showed these photos just as kind of motivation, what somebody could do when they had no photography background at all. I'm still not very good, but these photos are fun. I hope you enjoyed them like I do, and that's the whole point of photography in the end. So get out there and enjoy. Bye-bye. And one last thing before I go, as a shout out to EPCC, a school I love so much. If there's any photography classes, try to take them from your local community college or college. EPCC does have a intro to photography class that you can check out from EPCC's website. So always try to support your local education institutions. And thank you again for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.